My name is Kanya and Zeppeda. I was at Las Colinas for 5 years. When I got arrested, I was a month and a half pregnant, so I spent my whole pregnancy in the old jail, which was way different.
So when you think of a detention facility, that's not a normal environment. It's an environment where you're kind of being watched and you're in small confined spaces, and the purpose of this project was to create a normative environment, which is what you'd think of a beautiful college campus, or a space that you'd want to be in, a space that you want to learn and grow in. And that was really the charge for this project.
At the San Diego County Sheriff's Department, we have 7 detention facilities, and this one, Las Colinas Detention and Reentry Facility, is dedicated specifically to the women. And within this environment, with the classrooms and the space, our housing units are not your typical, what you would envision when you hear the word jail.
And I think the environment here with the outdoor space, with the natural lights, with the murals in the housing units, it really brings the stress level down for the inmates. And then when they have less stress, then they act out less. And they cooperate with each other more, because it's not such a competitive environment as a typical detention facility would be.
When you first get here, I was in a unit where you're locked down a little bit more, but when they allowed us to go outside, it was like, wow, this is really kind of beautiful. It wasn't just all bars like you see in the movies. It's kind of scary. No, it's this environment is conducive to rehabilitation.
So when we started designing the interior space of the main living room of the housing unit, which is called the day room, we took some pretty progressive steps to remove barriers between the officers and the detainees.
Housing facilities in general are cubicle style, so the women are able to socialize with one another. It's surprising how supportive they are with one another and work together.
That's contrary to the typical jail model, which has the deputy separated from the inmates by a barrier. It allows the staff member to keep better control over what's going on in the unit. The inmates can see a female deputy exhibiting positive behavior, conducting herself appropriately, interacting appropriately with others, and then they learn from that environment.
When we were designing the specific spaces within the buildings themselves, we had a really strong desire to connect those back to nature, to have a connection with the trees, to the outdoors, have the natural light permeate deep into those spaces, and really make those spaces feel like a really great campus and a great environment to work and be in.
We know that by providing them with these opportunities for change, that they're less likely to come back to custody, because we're linking them with services in the community. We know that our community providers are our foundation. This space also gives us the option of bringing those folks in and providing services in custody for a seamless transition back to the community.
What I've learned is that everyone makes mistakes, not just myself, but we all make mistakes, and these mistakes don't define you as a person. I'm really excited to go home in November and take all the skills that I've learned with me, take the landscaping program, the carpentry program. I'm going to apply all of that into my life every day.
So when working on this project, it's one of those projects that really give back to communities. We were very excited to work on it, and it really does speak to our mission and values as a company.
Throughout the 5 years, I kind of literally took all programs, everything. By the time I was released, I had 19 transferable units. So right now I'm about to graduate next semester, get my AA and transfer to San Diego State.
That's fantastic. What are you studying in college?
Social worker. I want to help the kids that are born in prisons. They have things to go through, and so I want to just help them.
At the end of the day, this facility really needed to be a place where these women have a chance to reset their lives, to learn, to grow, to seek counseling, and really be able to take on life. And we couldn't be happier that 5 years later we come back and see that it's working. It's really making a huge impact.